Many of y'all heard that the last couple of years ago we did something called Once a River, and we did a project concerning the Beaver Lake watershed, and we kind of got an education about how water works, and then as we heard all the stuff about the hog farm going on and about the buffalo, we started having we wanted to do something about it, just like all of you folks here, and I was thinking, what can we do as musicians to benefit and help this situation out? And what we decided is that we could write a whole body of work about this, and we could take it around the state and share it with people.
But songs about the history and the people and the places on the buffalo.
That's right. Tonight, obviously, we're singing for the choir here, and that's a problem for us a lot of times. In the folk world, if you go to traditional folk venues, you're typically going to be playing for the choir. You're not going to have to convince them that this is a problem. And but what our desire is to go beyond the choir and find, strangely enough, this is a very polarizing issue. It's hard for me to understand how that could be the case. But there are a lot of people that don't want to talk about this. The closer you get to the river, the more you see that. And Don and I are thinking that if we could go out there and we could just simply talk about how beautiful the river is and how what a rich history the river has, that people will become better stewards of the river. And also, maybe we'll keep the conversation alive. So we're going to do our little part, and tonight we're going to unveil little pieces of it, because it's just getting started. We've recorded 4 songs so far, and by the way, we're not quite as fancy as Dr. Van. We don't have, we have our own PowerPoint.
We have our low-tech PowerPoint. We are real honored. The Ozark Society gave us permission to use this photograph of the buffalo that was the cover of Neil Compton's Fight for the Buffalo, and so we're using that image. And I made an extra one I want to give to Van. But that said, you all see there's a little piece of paper. This is the lyrics to the very first song on the CD. And we are going to dedicate this whole CD to a very special person, Ken Smith, right down here. We got to go trail building with him, and the book, Teresa Turk loaned me his book, Buffalo River Country. This changed my life. It is so poetic and so beautiful. Almost all the songs on this new CD were inspired by his stories, and even actual. And the very first chapter of his book is called From Ponca to Pruitt, and that's this first song. It's simply a canoe trip from Ponca to Pruitt, and like even here, there's a line that says, "A dogwood spread its open lacework of branches over us, even in front of us, crisscrossing the river." You'll hear that loosely in the song.
That's right. So this in all likelihood, this will be the first song on the album, because it seems like the right place to start. So this is called From Ponca to Pruitt.
And this is the first time we've ever done these in public. So.
All right, here we go. My own paddle I pushed off the bank from Ponca to Pruitt. We floated that day, and lacework of branches crisscrossed overhead, dropping dogwood blossoms on the riverbed. And it twisted to the pearl, high on a bluff, in a craggy old voice, whispered to us, saying, "Buffalo River, flow, river across this wild land unspoiled by the hand of man." And low-hanging clouds where they finally disappeared, then blossomed to rain, misting everywhere, while the river it danced on its journey downstream, whistling at Azalea, all dressed in green. And a black and orange red stars, oh blessed be, up in a red bud, singing to me, singing, "Buffalo River, flow, river across this wild land unspoiled by the hand of man. One last rap and then one more shoot, and finally floated down to the last quiet pool. And the bluff there it threw it in up around the bend, brought our good journey to an end. And a honeysuckle waved as we said goodbye, and a wood iris wept, and a water thrush cried. Roll her across this wild land unspoiled by the hand of man. Float her across this wild land unspoiled by the hand of man. Thank you. Thank you. You know, of course, the last thing you want to do is hand a bunch of lyrics to an audience when you're playing a song for the first time, and they all know that you missed the whole verse. That's not a good plan at all, you know. We should, well, at least you can read it for yourself.
It'll be on the CD, we promise.
She gave me a look like,
oh
well,
panic.
That's the way things work around here.
So what we're wanting to do on this is really celebrate the stories, the people, the history. And I love this story. Back right before the Civil War in Boxley Valley, which is one of my favorite places in the world, there was a story of a young woman named Elizabeth that is 16 years old on the East Coast. She got a slave girl, Aunt Pity. It could be Pity or Piety. I've heard it pronounced both ways. But she was given this young slave girl, both 16 years old, as a wedding present. And they moved to Boxley Valley. And Elizabeth, the young white woman, and the slave girl became best friends. And they lived their whole lives. They raised their children together. They promised that they would be friends and take care of each other forever, which they did. And at the end, Elizabeth made sure that Piety had a epitaph written. And so we turned that story into a song. This is Aunt Piety's tombstone. And we were, Monty Madden took this photo and allowed me to use it in the quilt. And we're going to play twin dulcimers on this.
I was going to get her homemade Ozark dulcimer. This is made out of, you know, you find these old violin cases all the time. And we were at a garage sale, and look at this, the most unexpectedly.
It's the dulcimer. The case is the dulcimer.
And I got a regular old dulcimer down here. So, you ready? Yeah. We're going to sing all the verses this time.
Yeah. I'm not teaching here.
1, 2, 3, 1.
They came to Boxley Valley, both 16 years of age. A wedding gift for Elizabeth, Piety was her name. They grew up just like sisters, though Piety was a slave. And even when her freedom came in the valley, she remained. tombstone was placed upon her grave. For the love that they both shared transcended even death. Before she died, Elizabeth wrote Pity's epitaph, and these are the exact words. Not lost, blessed thought, gone before, when we shall meet again, and part no more.
Thank you. So, by the way, I do want to mention something about how we're trying to get this off the ground. You know, as I mentioned, since we're trying to get beyond just the choir, what we're doing is we'd like to kind of follow the grid that we did with Once a River. And, of course, that was funded by nonprofits and the Arts Council of Arkansas. And so it enables us to go into communities. Say we play at the fire department or the schoolhouse or in little rural communities, and we could get really good crowds of people that normally don't go out for music because it was free, and also we gave everybody that came a free CD. We gave away 1,000 CDs. So we're going to try to do that very same thing. We're going to try to go to small communities and set up free concerts and give away lots and lots of CDs. And the way we're doing this is we're raising funds in we call it a community fundraiser. Dream of Phoenix is back there in the orange vest back there, and she can help you with details. We would invite all of you to join our effort. I know that there's so much fundraising going on, and there's so many directions you can put your resources, and you know, it could be for water testing. There's so many, but we would love to have you on board.
And you get to be listed on the CD, and we're going to throw a big opening concert that all of our team will be invited to.
I see it. There's an awful lot of our team members right here.
Already here.
In
Thank
this
you all
room
so
right
much.
now. And we appreciate you so much because it's gonna. We're gonna try to spend the next year doing this, and we're trying to keep this and we're gonna go all over the state, and our funding will help.
And
us.
there will be tabling from some of the groups here at a lot of the events.
Absolutely.
One of the first free concerts we're going to get to do, I'm so excited about, the 69th Ozark Folk Festival in Eureka Springs. Thursday night, we're going to open the festival with tabling and this whole show, and it'll be free, and we'll give away 100 CDs to the first 100 people. So we're so excited about that. So, the 13th of October. But we'll be doing some before then as well.
That probably won't be the first one.
Okay.
We're making this up as we go,
Yeah.
folks. And but no, this is another historical
I have
offering.
another PowerPoint here. And this was taken by Stephen Ironside, one of our
I bet a
wonderful...
lot of you have been right in that very spot. We're going to do a song about
Sam's Throne.
Sam's Throne.
How many of you have ever been to Sam's Throne?
Of course,
Beautiful.
It's not really on the Buffalo, but it's in the watershed, and it's a very wonderful overlook. And like most of the places along the Buffalo that have interesting names, there's a story behind it. And Ken Smith's book is a good a way to find out more about all those stories. But we decided, or Donna wrote this actually. This is a wonderful telling of his story. Now, what happened here is this gentleman came to Arkansas with his sister, and when he got to the Buffalo region, his sister was stolen. He doesn't know, maybe by Native Americans. I don't think anybody knows that. But she had a little bit of gold with her.
She had a walking stick and carved out and had her gold in the walking stick, and some people think it's still up there at Sam's Throne.
He was very, very distraught when his sister disappeared, and he started climbing the mountain every day and preaching on top of the mountain to basically no one. And he did this for years, and so that's why it's called Sam's Throne. And this is basically Sam's story as we
perceived it.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. After Ma died, she had a pocket full of gold. Mama's blue eyes, she worked the dirt like the devil, put the plow in her hands. She never complained about the hard, rocky land. And when the day was through, she'd get out the Bible and teach me a verse or two. Rumor had it she was stolen, gone without a trace, and I've never been the same. I sharpened my pocket knife the best that I could, and I cut me a stick from the good hardwood, and I made me a cane, and I carved out a hole, and I filled it on up with my little sister's gold. And when the sun arose, I climbed up the mountain and I reached to the valley below. Some folks say I'm a little bit touched, but that don't bother me none. For years I floated from the mountaintop and greeted the morning sun. I greeted the morning sun. Really heard my words, except the rocks and the rivers and the trees and the birds, and the mountain is high and the valley is wide, and my little sister's waiting on the other side. When the sun sets tonight, I climb up the mountain, sweet by and by. The night wind cuts like my pocket knife, so cold I see my breath. On that hill I buried my cane and walked through the valley of death. Oh, I walked through the valley of death. Well, no one ever found the cane or the gold, and they call my mountain, they call it sandstone, and my rock of the ages, it still stands strong. Yeah, I may be gone, but my memory lives on. Yeah, I'm still here, flowing down the mountain, through the valley, to the river on a prayer. Oh, and there I go, flowing down the mountain, through the valley, to the river below. Through the valley to the river below. Thank you very, very much. I wanted to add a few things that were very important. In our fundraising effort, we are very honored to have a partner, a 501c3 partner, and that is the Buffalo Watershed Alliance.
BRWA. Woohoo!
So that's really been a blessing, and it allows people to make donations that are tax-free. And plus they're laundering all the money for us, you know how that works. And it's really working out well. And plus we really believe in this organization. They're really the engine that's keeping this issue alive. I mean, there's lots of folks involved. Yeah. But and this is.
And we appreciate every one of you, believe me.
Yeah, we're just one piece of the puzzle, the way we see ourselves. But hopefully we'll provide something that's not being done. And that's really communicating. You know, I think that. You know, when you talk to people, strangers, like, we'd like to get in a room with a whole bunch of strangers. We know so many of you folks, you know, we love you folks, but we want to meet, we want to find new faces, and we want to go to them on with this common ground. We all love the buffalo. We all respect the beauty of it and the history of it. This is something we can agree on. We can begin our conversation here. And so we're not going to, like, ram it down their throat about the CAFO problem. We are very much against, you know, the CAFO being there, and we will have tabling there, and we will express ourselves freely, but we're not going to promote it as an anti-buffalo thing. I guess it's kind of a sneak attack. So don't tell anybody. All right, don't blow it for us. We're trying to sneak up on everybody.
So we're going to finish up with a song that is a sing-along. We want you all to join us on this one. And Joe Neal, who is the premier birder in our state, we just really admire Joe Neal, and I asked him, are there any birds along the buffalo that are struggling? Maybe because of climate change, maybe because of the pollution on the CAFO, for whatever reason. Tell me some birds that might be struggling. And well, the Louisiana water thrush actually is a barometer of water quality. if it's bobbing, it's behind along the buffalo, you know the water's doing good. But he said the Louisiana water thrush, the Chuck Will's widow, the cerulean warbler, a beautiful little blue-colored bird, and the wood thrush, which has the most beautiful... Can you do the wood thrush?
Oh, no.
Come on, come on, come on.
Not really.
Come on,
There's people here that actually know the wood thrush.
Yeah, I like your wood thrush.
I do better with the audience that doesn't know anything.
Come on, come on.
It's a really yodely, fluty call that rises up. I mean, I'll try it. You know,
They have two, a wood thrush has two, like,
Yeah.
vocal boxes.
And I
He
don't.
doesn't. So,
I don't.
You know, you
yeah,
gotta give
no,
him some slack.
no. But it's you know. You know, I would have done better with the Chuck Will's widow. You know, like.
Oh, yeah. So I have this sing-along part. The word W-O-E-W-O, whoa, sadness, you know. So there'll be a part where we all go, you'll follow me? Right, you follow who?
No, you'll. We're kind of new at this.
This is the first time we've done this, okay.
In fact, we're going to rehearse it with you.
You're our...
You know, I have one more thing, because
okay.
when we don't finish this song, we'll be done, and I know we all have to scoot. So I want to say one more thing. We're going to take this show on the road with Dr. Brahanen and us, and we're going to go to Eureka Springs, and we're going to go to Little Rock, and who knows where else, but we're going to, that's happening quite soon.
That's exactly what we're doing here.
So we're going to try... keep spreading the word, and then we're going to spend the summer recording the album, getting all our ducks in a row, and then we'll be unveiling this probably in August. Well, we're, you know, who knows?
The fall.
So, and we hope you'll be a part of it. But, okay, so now back to rehearsal. We don't want to mess this up. We got a cameraman over here.
Yeah, yeah, hi.
Trey is going to, what you'll do is you'll sing with me. And I apologize in advance because the part is a little high for men and it's a little low for men. Okay, it's like right in that weird place. It's real good for women. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to go, whoa, 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 and then you all go, whoa.
Okay, let's keep,
all right. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And then we go, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Now this whoa is the other whoa. That's like, whoa.
And we all do that together. Go, all together, okay? So nice big time. Of course, you know, when I see that, I always wonder, how do you spell, you know, like a, hey, whoa, dude, man. I'm not sure exactly. All right. So she's going to multitask here. She's amazing. And by the way, okay.
I can do this.
You know, we're working on a cranky. So an old-fashioned TV that does like a rolling...
Victorian... Yeah.
It's a fabric TV, you know, and you roll it. And so she's going to depict the whole song on a...
We'll have Louisiana water birds, and we'll sing it and roll the cranky at the same time. We're working on that.
Stay tuned. Yeah. All right. So thank you all for being at this very important event. I feel really, I feel so lucky to have gotten to hear what we just heard about the science. And we're going to have to, but we've got to keep after this. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a drawn-out effort, and we need everybody on board for the long haul here. All right, here we go. Y'all got your part, right? Don't want anybody messing up.
And sing good and loud. This is our first time. We want to really have it with some feeling. Water thrush bobbing his behind, down around Eden Falls searching for a mayfly. If there ain't no mayflies there, what's he gonna eat? Water thrush ain't sticking around unless the river's clean. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Will's widow, you used to call your name as the evening shadows fell on rustling river came, kind of like the silent spring since Chuck Will's been gone. The river lullaby he sang as night came on. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Warbler, little one with feathers of sky blue. All along the buffalo, your numbers now are few. Every year you winter where shade tree coffee grows. If we cut the forest down, then heaven only knows. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The river runs through our veins, the trees, they are our lungs. Everything depends on everything beneath the sun.
Let us not unravel the web of life that has been spun. The wood thrush